Welcome back to The Run with Manny Wilson. I still got my special guest here, Justin Black. He's still here with me. We're going to get into this Thunder topic about Russell Westbrook. He just went down again. Sprained ankle. How big is it for Thunder? Or how much of an impact does Russell Westbrook have on the Thunder if he can't stay healthy this season?
Oh, man, this is bad right now because Paul George basically is going to have to carry the team by himself, and to be honest with you, I don't have that much confidence in Paul George to carry a team by himself, especially in the West. We've seen him for a few years. For the longest time, him being on the Pacers by himself, and he barely got the Pacers through the East. They didn't do much in the East. So what do you think?
Against LeBron though.
Exactly, but now you're still going against LeBron, and you're going against Golden State. In all these other talented teams. Yeah, and now you're in the West.
Looking good. Oh, it's a lot of teams that's looking good.
So imagine having like Paul George's Pacers in the West now, And so it depends on how long Russell Westbrook is going to be injured.
He can't get injured no more.
Oh yeah, and he just had knee surgery, and
he can't get injured no more.
It just goes to show like that style of play, being athletic and attacking the rim all the time. Like even though Steph Curry has had his injuries, like I like his style of play more because it's more finesse it just you're away from the basket, away from those big guys, shooting threes and shooting jumpers. That's the easiest way to stay healthy.
I always think of it for Stephen Curry is he gonna be able to play way longer than people like Russell Westbrook, and
Definitely.
He's gonna be able to play and be more effective than people who played like Russell Westbrook in terms of explosiveness, because Stephen Curry is never gonna lose his jump shot.
Exactly.
As long as he can shoot, he's always going to be valuable.
He's going
to always be valuable to any team he's on. Exactly. So he can be Vince Carter about 40? 41?
I think like 41.
Yeah, so Stephen
Still
Curry.
dunking, which is crazy.
And just think if Vince Carter was a pure shooter, like Ray Allen. That's why Ray Allen had so much success even when he started getting older, because he could still shoot. That's why people wanted him on his team. And I think even last year, the Warriors was talking about trying to get Ray Allen to come out of retirement.
Yeah, definitely.
And players still gonna want you as long as you can shoot, and that's why players like Stephen Curry who's shooter and play with a finesse type of game, and if he goes inside, he's gonna have more longevity with versus Westbrook.
Yeah, I think that's why in today's NBA, that's why it's so important to develop a jump shot.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you see the players that goes to the rim. Like, look at D. Rose, all these surgeries he had. He going to the rim. He getting older. He started to get a jump shot now. He started to learn. You see all the injuries of Russell Westbrook, with the ankle, with the knee and all that. Going to the rim, all this contact and getting hit by all these big guys. It's not sustainable, and it's not long term. Yeah, you need to be able to develop a jump shot, get a mid range, get a 3-pointer or something.
Yep. To talk about Westbrook though and the Thunder, if Westbrook isn't there with the Thunder, they don't stand a chance.
Exactly.
They are going to get 8 up.
Not at all.
They don't stand a chance. The West is just too good right now. We were just talking about the NFC. That the West is more stacked. It's like double of NFC right now.
Exactly.
Because we said the NFC was stacked, but the West is even more stacked than the NFC, man. I don't remember the last time the Denver Nuggets was actually contenders.
Exactly. They didn't even get Isaiah Thomas back yet, which can actually hurt them. But
we don't know how he can come back. Think about it. Jamal Murray, just the guard, right? Jamal Murray. He just dropped, 48? Almost 50 on Kyrie.
Yeah.
He just dropped 50 points.
You see him, Kyrie got mad too. That was hilarious.
Kyrie got pissed off and threw the ball. Like, look, you should have stopped him from scoring 48.
I know. Jalen Rose said it best. Like, bro, why didn't you get mad when he hit 30?
Exactly.
35. What about 40?
Right, you should have took it personal when he first hit 30 points and
Exactly.
don't wait another 20. But anyway, you got him. He's clearly holding it down. The guy, what's the other young dude? Oh, man, came from Michigan State. Dang it, I can't think of his name right now. But he's a two-guard. He's really nice. And you got to think, if Isaiah Thomas comes back healthy and he's playing really good, that's just going to add more depth to that roster.
I
He can either be look. You don't have to start him. You ain't got to start him.
He's not coming off the bench. He said that even with the Lakers last year.
He better sit his
He
behind
said
down.
he's not coming off the bench. I hate those type of players.
He better sit his behind down. He been injured for way too long to just come back and start. On my team, with my point guard is dropping 50 points.
I think he's gonna
sit down.
He's gonna mess up their rhythm. Like when you come across well-coached teams who don't have a superstar, everybody's just playing off each other, and there's no lead man. Like when you throw a superstar in there, a lot of times it kind of just throws off the rhythm.
It can if they hard headed. If they don't want to be coached, then it can take a big toll.
Because the ball, he's a ball dominant player, and the ball movements just stop.
It will. That's why I said it depends on how he comes back. If he comes back and he's compromising with the game plan and all of that, he's like, you know what, I start off coming off the bench. I'm gonna show myself coming back from the bench.
Do that.
But you never know. Look, you never know. And he like, I'll show myself coming off the bench. Maybe give you a little 20-piece, 30-piece here and there, or back to back, night after night. I give you a 30-piece, and if it starts to happen, then it's like, okay, Isaiah, we gonna need you to get 6 Man of the Year. But he just has to. He gonna have to accept that role if he do come back nice, and if he don't come back nice, then it's just Nuggets gonna have to keep doing what they doing. But if he come back nice, it can be a plus to them.
I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong. So let me say this. I like Isaiah Thomas, small guy. He got like the small. It's what they say. It's
chip on the shoulder.
It's not about the size of the dog. It's about the
fight. The size of the fight
in the dog. Yeah, I like that. He's a small dude. He got some fight in him. But to be honest with you, I just don't think he's a long-term, resource or a long-term superstar for any team.
I agree. I'm gonna be honest. I know I'm vouching for Isaiah Thomas. I hope he comes back good, and I hope he come back playing hard and come out balling.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan, simply for the fact that he is ball dominant and he can't do much for me. But without the ball, he can't do much. If he's not shooting the ball or if he's not having the ball in his hand playing 1-on-1. It's hard for him to get into some kind of rhythm. Because he ain't going to play no defense. Who he going to guard on? Come on now. You going to have him check Kevin Durant?
You're a liability, bro.
Yeah, he is. And that's why I say I'm not a big fan of him, but I like him as a person.
I like him as a person, too.
I'm not a big fan of him in terms of having him on my team, but you never know. I do hope he come back and he can give buckets like he was doing when he was in Boston. But
no,
you never know, man.
Don't you see the trend? Don't you see the trend? Like,
oh man,
Westbrook and Isaiah Thomas, like these ball dominant players are not succeeding in the NBA today. You need to be a player that can share the ball. Like you
gotta be unselfish.
The Golden State way of playing is like everybody needs to adopt that.
Don't even get me started on that.
You cannot win a championship. I mean, don't get me saying. People don't got those type of threes. You can't.
But
your third option. I'm saying your third option can't drop 50 like Clay. But you need to be able to pass the ball around.
Sometimes you just gotta play together, whether everybody can shoot or not. You just gotta. Why you think the Spurs is big contenders every year? Because they play together. Whether they got crazy amount of shooters or whether they got 2 shooters. They gonna make that shooter stand out, and they gonna play together. They gonna share the ball and all of that.
That's Pop, though.
Yeah, that's his system. But I'm just saying, unselfishness.
Yeah,
that's what can win you championships. When you look at a lot of teams that have won championships, you look at the Warriors. They won championships. Everybody on that team unselfish.
Yeah.
You look at Cleveland when they won their championships. Clearly, LeBron had to do LeBron. But it was some sort of unselfishness. Just a little bit. It had to be some sort of unselfishness.
Between LeBron and Kyrie.
And Kyrie, it had to be some sort of unselfishness because LeBron would be like, you know what, Kyrie, his last shot, do you. Give me the game, Kyrie. Score.
Yeah,
and so that's
also LeBron not being able to be clutch, too. I ain't gonna say that. That's another topic for another day, but
But anyway, that goes with my example. You look at teams who win championships, they're unselfish. And players who aren't unselfish players who play in a selfish way or play where they have to be the man or have to have the shine, they don't really do too much.
Exactly.
They don't really do too much. Like I said, it's plenty of teams. Almost every team who's won championships in that year was unselfish. You look at Spurs, even when Brown was in Miami, they had a loaded team, but they was all unselfish. It just takes you a long way. And if Isaiah Thomas can't get with the mindset of being unselfish and just taking one for the team, like You know how much that will benefit your team if you come back good and you healthy and you playing good and you like, all right, I'll come off the bench. I'll let Jamal Murray do his thing. I'll come off the bench. That's cool.
But I don't think it's like a NBA history type of thing where people have been unselfish. I think the historic thing has always been like one superstar. Like you got Kobe, who just scores all the points and leads your team to victory. You got Jordan, scores all the points, leads your team to victory.
The superstar, and
you got the superstar. I
it.
think this like being unselfish and passing the ball thing. It's kind of a new thing, and I feel like it was really highlighted when KD went to Golden State, and because the reason why he went is because he went to win, but he said like they played
unselfish.
They played unselfish, and when he was with OKC, he didn't like that style of play because Russell Westbrook
he would not pass.
Like it was he wouldn't pass, or it's just like, okay, I can't make a shot, now just pass it to KD, maybe he can make a shot, or if he can't make a shot, then okay, give it back to Russell Westbrook. Like they pass the ball all around, like they depend on like all 5 men to make the shot, and they don't mind passing the ball, and that's the new style of play today.
Yeah, and I've said that about OKC plenty of time. I've said OKC, they got to get, in order for them to be good, I don't see them winning anything until Billy Donovan is gone. In my head, he has not done nothing with that team. He hasn't done anything. They don't have no kind of game plan that's solid. Every time I watch them, it just looks like they just hoop. It just look like, Westbrook, do your thing. Help us. Help us, Westbrook.
Do you think that's more on him or that's Westbrook? Because he's done this. Westbrook did this with another coach.
If you have somebody who can actually install a game plan and tell them to like run through the game plan a certain way, or like this is how we gonna run breaks, this is how we gonna do this. If we gotta slow it down a little bit, we gonna run this kind of offense, whatever. Against this team, we gonna play fast and do this. We gonna look for these type of things in this game. If you actually establish things like that with just about any point guard, well, I think hopefully they would listen.
I'm sorry, but
Westbrook seems like a guy that likes to win. Westbrook is clearly a guy that likes to win.
He wants to win on his account. He wants to be the man. Listen, don't get me wrong, I like Westbrook. I even heard the story about one of his teammates like missed damn near all his shots in one of the games the other day, and Westbrook called him up after the game and had a conversation with him like one-on-one, like, hey, meet me in the gym tomorrow morning or whatever. I think Westbrook is a great teammate. You know what they say, like, you in the dark alley, that's the guy you want to go with to protect you and everything. But like, as far as basketball, it's like I don't think you can really win with Westbrook because of his style of play. No tough. Coach can really, you can't put in motor. You talk about a game plan, you can't put in the game plan with Westbrook because he wants the ball, he wants to take most of the shots.
He's another big ball dominant player too, and it can't hurt. Westbrook has a motor. It's a lot of guys who do have motors. Like John Wall is one of those people who.
John Wall is not winning.
Look, that Wizards team. I'm not a fan. I don't.
These ball dominated point guards are not winning. I'm telling you.
My point of bringing up John Wall is that John Wall is just as fast, just as athletic. Neither one of them can really shoot like that, but the thing that separates them two is John Wall has more control. He has more control of turning it on and off. Versus Westbrook is just on all the time. He's going. No matter what. He's just going all the way. Yeah. And that kind of thing, it hurts as a teammate. If we playing on the same team and we go to the gym and I'm like, all right, let's run this game up. And we playing and I'm just shooting everything and you ain't touched the ball in 4 possessions, you start to put your head down like, damn, Pastor, come on, man.
You cold now.
Yeah, you like, and then when you finally do get that open shot and it's your first shot of the night and you miss, and I'm gonna look at you like, I finally gave you the ball and you gonna miss. So it's like, no, you just gotta spread the love, man. And Billy Donovan, it starts at the top. I always say it starts at the top.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, why are you calling for the coach's job when you just said like Westbrook is kind of the problem?
He is, but it starts up top. It has to start up. Everything starts up top.
I'm sorry.
And if it's a different coach that can tell him and communicate that with him, that look, Westbrook, I know you're getting triple doubles, so clearly you passing the ball. Clearly you passing the ball because you're getting triple doubles. But while you're getting these triple doubles, we still need to get everybody else involved. Even though you might pass the ball and get a direct assist, sometimes everything don't have to be a direct assist. Sometimes just pass it just to pass. I mean, damn, like just get the ball out your hands. Let somebody else, feel the leather.
Listen, in the NFL is a coach's game, right? If you got the great coaches, then the players will work. In the NBA, it's a player's game. If you got the star players, then you will win. Like, no offense to Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is a decent coach, but you also have like 3 or 4, damn near 5 all-stars on your team. They're going to win regardless. That's like when he left, they were still winning. They were on the win streak. It's about the players, and Westbrook is not the guy to get you to the promised land. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can give you this because you brought up Steve Kerr as a good analogy. So I'm gonna say, like I said, everything starts up top. Steve Kerr's job is easy now because he set the foundation of how they're gonna play.
Exactly.
So his job easy now 3 years, 4 years later. They just rolling. At this point, he's sitting back and he just gotta say 1 or 2 things.
Yeah, you've been seen in one of the games, like I think last year in one of the games, I think against the Suns, he passed Andre Iguodala the clipboard, like, hey, coach up the team.
Go ahead, have a good time. But you can't do that unless the players are willing to. And to your point, maybe Westbrook is one of those players that's just not there in terms of being able to listen and be able to compromise to a coach's system or the way the game wants to be played. Because when you said that, it made me think like, okay, now what if Westbrook, would a player like, or would a coach like Greg Popovich want somebody like Westbrook?
I knew you were going to.
He would never. He would never, because he know he ain't gonna be able to. He know Westbrook ain't gonna. He ain't worried about that. He like, look, I'm not. If you gonna do your own thing, you go somewhere else. But if you come here, I'm the coach, so you gonna do what I want you to do in terms of my system. This is how you gonna play basketball if you come here, and that's what makes me think. Maybe Westbrook is one of those players where it's just, I don't think he's hit that point yet where he realizes, if I listen to this dude, we might actually have some success. It's kind of like how Allen Iverson said.
I swear, I was just about to bring up AI. I swear I was going to say, bring up AI.
It's kind of like Allen Iverson said. He was like, 20 years later, man, if I would have listened to my coach, we probably could have won a championship.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably that same thing with Russell Westbrook. If he listens to his coach, maybe they could have some success going on. But because the play style he plays with and the aggression and speed and just he's always full throttle every time up and down the court, it does put some kind of it hurts his own team. And for a player like Paul George, who is clearly a superstar, he was. He ain't showed that yet.
No, and I think he's just, I don't gonna say he's decent. He's like a second tier player. He's like an all-star. I wouldn't say like a superstar.
If I put it this way, if Westbrook went down, Paul George could demonstrate that he's a superstar still. But as long as Westbrook is still here, he's not gonna be able to establish himself as another superstar. He's just gonna stay at that. Oh, he's just a co-star. Oh, Paul George is a co-star.
I mean, Paul George is a co-star though. He's not the one to lead you to the promised land. He's a co-star.
I don't know. The things I seen him doing in Indiana was pretty nasty.
But that was first off, that was in the East, and second,
he was playing LeBron every year.
First, I was in the East, and secondly, it's like he never really went anywhere though. Like
he couldn't get past LeBron. That was why he would play LeBron almost every year in the playoffs, and they would just lose. He would take it to 6 or 7, but they just couldn't get it done. Because Miami was a hell of a team. But Paul George, during those days, he showed himself. Yeah. He did his thing, because that all started when Danny Granger went down, and Danny Granger started to age a little bit. So Paul George was like the next person. He was like, okay, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here. And then that's when he started doing his thing. That's when he established himself as a superstar. And I looked at him as a superstar, but because it was his team. It was his team. But
so you think he could do something now?
Not with Westbrook. I don't know why he stayed.
Westbrook is injured now, so you think he could do something?
I think Westbrook is probably going to be out, like 2 or 3 games maybe?
Yeah,
I don't think they released the date of how long he'll be out. But I know he's not playing. I know he's not playing in the next game coming up.
Yeah.
But and if Paul George, I put it this way, if he was to go the rest of the season without Westbrook, he would show himself. He would prove himself. He would have no other choice but to step up.
They'll probably be an 8 seed again.
LeBron
is in the West.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna beat I'm not saying they would beat anybody in the West or like go to the deep in the playoffs or nothing. Cause I don't think either way they're going deep in the playoffs. They're just too unorganized. They don't have. It's too unorganized, man. I don't think they're doing anything either way. But Paul George or if Russell Westbrook was to go down, Paul George would definitely show himself that he's still a superstar.
Maybe so.
That's fact.
He shouldn't have stayed anyway, but maybe so.
No, I don't know why he stayed.
Yeah.